Hi Truthers, welcome back to my channel, Nutritious Lives and the Wellbeing Guinea Pig. And today I want to talk to you about the supplements and minerals that I take now. A little bit of comparison to what I used to take, the amount and the mounds of vitamins and minerals that I used to take and how I use them all as a crutch. But for today, I want to talk to you about what I'm currently using. I do feel like I need to make a little bit of a distinction with regards to anxiety and depression. So they do overlap, and there is a certain amount of overlapping going on. However, they are very different in the sense that with anxiety, it can be viewed as sort of overtrying, and this is all to do with the chemicals that are going on within the human body when anxiety is occurring. And in the last video I kind of just touched on that a little bit with regards to the body and the brain and how it communicates. I mean, we've got this beautiful vagus nerve that runs, it's the biggest nerve in our body, and this controls a lot of this, and then the communication going on with the brain. But with regards to the anxiety, a lot of the time we're overburdened with our adrenals, with our cortisol. This almost makes us like overachieve. It's almost like type A personality. So I'll basically put it like this: if I put as much effort into my company as I did with trying to get myself out of anxiety, I'd be a billionaire because that's how hard you try to. You're motivated constantly to get yourself out of this situation that you're in with anxiety. So, and the difference is with regarding depression is that we tend to see that people suffering with depression have a lack of motivation, so they find it very difficult to get out of bed, or potentially still go and sleep, or they oversleep. So that is another thing that's a big difference. A lot of people that you talk to who've had depression, they lay in bed way too long and they sleep way too long, and there's no motivation to do those things, to the get up and go, the drive. And this is to do with the dopamine, it's to do with the serotonin. Whereas the difference is with anxiety, the drive, you're overachieving, you just can't switch off. So you're out of bed, you're constantly moving. Like I was, for me, I lost that much weight because I was just burning. It was never stopping. Whereas with people with depression, this is why you maybe see that there's weight that's put on, because they're can be quite inactive really. And they do overlap, because with my circumstances, because I felt so lost and I couldn't get myself out of this cycle, and even though I was constantly motivated, like 24 hours a day motivated, because I couldn't get myself out of this, I couldn't find the answer, I then overlapped into depression, because it was a sheer frustration of like, I've got to be this way for the rest of my life. So it did overlap, but the person, what I want to make the distinction is the person that I am, I don't suffer with lack of motivation. The way my body's made up and the things that I've gone through, I've got loads of motivation. I love life and I've got lots of motivation. However, going through this, it can be channeled in the wrong way, which clearly with this bag of tricks, the sheer volume of bag of tricks and the crutch they used for this, you can just see how I was sort of overachieving. And just to point out with regards to this this bag, this sheer mound of vitamins, and well, not minerals really, but the vitamins that I tried, and you know, to help with my neurotransmitters, like I was saying, dopamine, serotonin, epinephrine, or norepinephrine. There was a concoction of ways that I was trying to balance myself out again, right? So, you know, but again, like, everybody's always got an opinion on what to try with anxiety. Everybody's always got, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried this? I use this. You know, and there's some beautiful natural therapies out there. Like, I mean, you know, CBD. I love CBD. I think it's the sacred herb for me. You know, it's got that many healing properties. That plant. It's just, it's fascinating. It's wonderful. However, it's what you use it for. So if that can become a crutch. You know, there's so many things that people would tell me along the way. There's so much that I read about, and then I'll watch YouTube videos on, and then and I would buy all of it. I'd be like, that's the missing link. That's the one that's going to get me out of this situation. And then I was just like, I got to a point where I was like putting 30, 40 tablets in my mouth a day, because that's gonna do it. And can you see how I was totally chasing my tail, because when that didn't work, because my anxiety was getting heightened to all of it, and can you see how it really perpetuated it, and it made it go up and up and up. And even though I was putting all that stuff in, it was doing absolutely nothing at all. And I'm not gonna knock antidepressants. You know, I had to have antidepressants to go, and I will say unfortunately, because it really is unfortunate, that going into an NHS mental hospital, you can't just go in for a break. You can't just say, I am really overwhelmed and I need a break from my circumstances, you know, my life. Unfortunately, you can't, because you're put on these regime of tablets. I'm not a medical doctor, so at this point I will give a disclaimer. I am not trying to diagnose anyone. This is just personally what I've gone through and what I've learned, and so I'm passing that knowledge on to you, so I want to make that clear to you. So however, again, it's the same thing, you know. You know, when you're on this, when you're about to go into an antidepressant, and then you read all about the symptoms, and that gives you anxiety, and am I going to have this, am I going to have that? Could you imagine, I mean, can you envision how that heightens your anxiety? So this is the way it works, you know, and there's no pill that's going to take it away. There's no magic fix. That again, it comes back to that acceptance, and just saying, you know, that tiger is there, and the tiger is, it feels like the tiger's going to kill me right now, but the tiger isn't going to kill you, but you just have to accept that the tiger's there at the moment. Look at it like long-term freedom. You have to. This really helped me as well, that I didn't put in the last video, that I looked at this as not short-term. Short-term, I'm in pain. Short-term, the tiger's there, and it feels like the tiger's going to just take a bite out my head at any point. However, I had to say, the tiger's there, roaring really loud, but the tiger's not going to kill me. And I have to be in this moment, to accept it, tell myself the right words, that it's my nervous system. I'm reacting to my nervous system. I haven't got to change it. Yes, it feels painful. Yes, it feels uncomfortable. But I know long term that if I sit and do nothing, don't reach for any of this, don't reach for anything else, that I know that it's going to go down. But you've just got to keep telling yourself that over and over and over again. And it's the same with rumination. So when I was going through anxiety, I would ruminate, I would worry, I would ruminate about the past, I would worry about the future. And every time you have to sit in a space where you say to yourself, the rumination's going to be here. I can't stop these thoughts just coming up right now. I'm going to think about the past. It's going to feel like I'm there again. I'm going to have these flashbacks of memories. This is the reality of it right now. And you've got to just keep saying to yourself, I'm ruminating. It's my nervous system. Same with looking forward and thinking, is this what it's going to be like? How am I going to cope with this situation, with the anxiety? How could I do that? It's the same thing. You've got to say to yourself, it's my nervous system. We don't know. We can't read the future. And we've got to be in this moment. And it's only being in the moment and accepting you're in the moment. You're not in the past. You're not in the future. It's your nervous system. And even though you've got to say it to yourself over and over and over again, because I had to retrain my brain to say, no, we don't know the future yet. The future's not written. No, we're not in the past. We're not in the past. It's a new time. I had to, and then in between, it's my nervous system. It's my nervous system. And it feels like that's all you do, but that's all you can do. And then if you do that and you sit there and accept it, it's the anxiety will slowly come down, because it's got to burn out. And this is what the adrenaline has got to burn out. And it's not going to burn out within a couple of hours. It's going to burn out over time when you calm and nourish your nervous system and your brain. So I'm going to give you the tools here and tell you what I use to be able to calm your nervous system quicker. So while you're ruminating and you're saying, it's my nervous system, while you're worrying about the future, it's my nervous system, this is going to quicken up the process of bringing your nervous system back to baseline, back to calm. So that being said, because I'm on an antidepressant, so I'm on the lowest dose now, mirtazapine 15. I was on loads. They put me on a proper regime. However, I've been able to come off them very easy. I will add, extremely easy. Like, none of that worrying that everybody imprinted on my brain. When you come down off these antidepressants, it's going to be like this. None of that. It's been absolutely fine. However, all the way through having these antidepressants, because there's a steal going on within your body, so any antidepressant that you go on to, you need to protect your heart. And so this is why I went on to CoQ10. I'm not affiliated with any brand at all, so I will leave links below, but it's not about these brands or any of that. It's really just what I'm using at the moment, and I could change the brand, the company at any time on these vitamins and minerals. But CoQ10 for me, while I'm still on this antidepressant until I come off. I'll stop that as soon as I come off the antidepressant, which that is future endeavours, and I'm going to be there, guys, and I'll tell you all about it. But the other thing I want to say is good water. Like, it's imperative that you keep flushing stuff out your system while you're going through this stress, and it's quality water. Personally, I'm not going to advise you to drink tap water. I wouldn't drink it. My children don't drink it. So I will say that have a really good filter, like a Berkey. Again, no affiliation, but I'm just telling you what I use. So, obviously bottled water, if it's got no fluoride in, but then obviously that BPA, the bisphenol A that's in the bottled water, but then that's another show, so I'm not going to get into that today. This is about the brain and calming the brain, nourishing the body, nourishing and calming the nervous system. So that's what we're doing today. I've come off coffee, so just in the meantime, while I'm still bringing my nourishing my nervous system back to baseline. because I don't need any stimulants. Well, I will be telling you about the stimulants that I've got still, but coffee is obviously renowned for its stimulation, and I haven't got a problem with coffee at all. I think it's great if it's organic. It's packed full of antioxidants and phytonutrients. It's a powerhouse of nutrition. I wouldn't recommend a conventional coffee, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides. Again, another video. But because it's very stimulating, and I've already got a lot of stimulation, got extra stimulation going on because of the adrenals, because of the extra cortisol that's in my body. I don't need to have coffee at the moment. That's just going to overstimulate myself. And even though I love it, and I do, I'm a real fan of good black coffee because of my fasting. I still would give that a miss at the moment. So I've moved on to green tea, and I mix and match with my organic matcha green tea, packed full of antioxidants, and it's really protective to our brain neurons or our brain cells. So that in effect there's minimum die-off, even though you're going through stress. It's very nourishing. There's a lot more I can talk about with green tea, but as I say, I keep saying, today is about the nervous system and the brain and just protecting it. So then with dark chocolate, so I use 85% cocoa. The higher the percentage you can get, the better. Again, I always have organic, I try to have good produce. I try to have organic wherever I can. Sometimes that's impossible, especially it seems at the moment. But, if you can't, then obviously, just go with what's available to you. Don't stress yourself out. It's not about stressing yourself out to get these things in. It's just so you're aware of what adding these things into your body do. So with regards to the mineral content, this is very high in magnesium. So I have a few chunks of this daily, just so I feel like I'm replenishing because of not sleeping. When I haven't slept, I know that magnesium and the electrolytes, I'm very, very low on electrolytes and the minerals. So I use Himalayan pink sea salt, add that in, and I have my Electrolyte Plus. Again, no affiliation to any brand. This is just what I'm using at the moment. But that's really important that we recognise that it's very detrimental to our body to be depleted of minerals, and I fast as well. So because I do fasting, I don't have as much sodium, magnesium and all the rest of the minerals in my body, because I'm not eating food until a certain point through the day. So it's very important to me and my lifestyle to recognise that and add those in. And as I said in the last video, I chose not to do baths. Because I knew that became a crutch for me last time, so I didn't want to do that. But you can have Epsom salts, and you can have these relaxing baths and do the things that are calming and nice and you feel good about. It's the state of mind that you're in. Like if you're saying to yourself, I am putting this in because I want to take away the anxiety, that's the wrong frame of mind. The way I frame this is to say, I am supporting my body while it goes through stress, and I have to mentally tell myself that. So then I understand that I'm not doing this to chase my tail, to take the problem away. It's because it feels good, and I know it's just supporting me through this stressful time. So you don't have to use the same words as me, but something that fits that means that you cognitively understand that you're not chasing away anxiety, you're letting it be there, and you're just supporting your body and your brain while you go through this period of stress. And then I've got berries. So berries are really good again for protecting the neurons, the brain cells. So there's minimum die-off. So any berries, so all of the berries, I would say I wouldn't personally eat any berries that are not organic, purely because the same with the coffee beans. So with coffee, it's laden, conventional coffee, conventional berries that are grown with pesticide, fungicide or herbicides, they are like laden with them, with the berries they're renowned to. With coffee, it's the worst. So I would always go, and I will express to you that I would advise you to always go organic with berries and always go organic with coffee. I feel like I have to say that to you. These are blackberries, so you can forage anywhere for these at the moment. They're growing wild and they're free, packed full of phytonutrients, antioxidants. There's nothing that these berries don't do, and as I say, very protective to your brain, and calming as well. So, and chia seeds, the same as with my so I have omegas. So I have my fish oil, which is salmon oil. This is really good for calming the body, the brain. It flushes, so it's really good to flush the die-off of the toxicity that's in your body. It helps with detoxification pathways, and again, calming, soothing, nourishing to the nervous system. Same with chia seeds. I've got to get some more of these. I'm waiting for a delivery. But the same thing, B vitamins, omegas. You know, I have 2 fish oils a day. Again, no affiliation, but I do love Saga, can't lie. But no affiliation to this company. This is what I'm using at the moment. Choose a quality fish oil, keep it in the fridge. You need to keep it cool. Fish oil turns rancid very quickly, so you don't want it to be in the sun. If it goes above room temperature, you may as well throw it in the bin, because it becomes very pro oxidation within the body. So you need to keep those in the fridge. I'm going to put it in the fridge as soon as I've finished this. However, with chia seeds, you know, they're a little bit more forgiving. You can keep them in a jar like I do, and that's fine. But they, again, just really calming, nourishing, and this is what we're going for while you're going through this period of stress. Also, turmeric. I don't know, there's that many ways to say. I say turmeric, but people say, what do you mean turmeric? Anyway, so turmeric. I changed it just. And with black pepper, so it makes to have. I have got loose powder as well, and I have got the black pepper loose powder because it makes financial sense to buy it that way. I just wanted to show you that this is tablet form, and you can just pop this in and swallow it if you really don't like the taste of turmeric. It is an acquired taste that you have to build up, which I haven't got a problem with now, but it again really protects. It passes the blood-brain barrier when you add black pepper. It makes it 2000% more bioavailable to take into the cell, so it utilises it so much quicker. Again, calming, nourishing, you know, protective. There's nothing. I could spend a whole video just talking to you about the great properties of turmeric, but this is for the purposes of today. Again, with the minerals, the B vitamins, when we go through a period of stress, they are depleted from the brain so quickly. So when you're going through stress, we need to replace this. I mean, the B vitamins, again, calming, but what gives us our focus, what allows us to think more clearly. It's really important that we, when we're going through stress and we're not sleeping, and you know, anxiety or even depression, we need to make sure that we replace our B vitamins. And we obviously we can do all of this through diet. And I'm not dissuading, because I would always say food first. However, because I know how quickly it's depleted, and just for my own peace of mind and supporting my body and my brain while I'm going through this, I choose to add a B vitamin complex in. And lastly, but not least, I choose to add in, this isn't a necessity, this is something that I just personally like to add in myself, because it's really good for the skin, and it's also shown to help with depression. But again, I'm not putting it in to take away anxiety or to boost my mood. And even though it does that, I like to add this in for the skin, for healthy skin. It's extremely caring for the skin, and it brings the blood to the surface of the skin, which creates healing. And it's a B vitamin as well, so we are depleted. A lot of people are depleted in this. B3, niacin. I choose the one with the flush, because I actually really love the flush, and the idea is that when the flush goes down, you're left with this calm feeling within your brain, calm feeling within your body. But you have to start really slow. I've introduced this into my diet for a while, so so it is a bit of a shock when you have a flush initially, but again, it's part of the B vitamins, and I just personally love vitamin B3. So I hope you found today's video useful. I'm gonna do TikTok videos about and show you all the things that I put in my diet as a crutch last time I went through this. But for today, I hope you understand that it's all about supporting the body. It's not taking anything away. You've got to sit there, you've got to accept it, you've got to just comfort to your brain to say, we're going to be okay. Like, you know, try this technique, try accepting, try saying to yourself, there's no need to look back, there's no need to look forward. All we've got is now, and just keep over and over telling yourself, it's my nervous system. I'm not going to listen to these horrible thoughts, these horrible images that come in. This isn't the way it's going to be. I'm just going to concentrate on today. I'm going to keep on doing the things that make me happy, doing the things that are calming for me. And I know this is going to be, it's going to be better. My future's going to be better. I'm going to just be in this moment for now, and long term, I'm going to be free of this. And the simple fact is, everything that we go through when it's painful, it's teaching us, you know, and I'm trusting in the universe more and more and more, because I'm looking for the guidance. I'm seeing the little things that I would have never have saw before, and they're so clear to me now. So just trust that everything is there for a reason, and it's all to teach us things to have a better future. And even the pain, like, frame this as, this is teaching me. Don't frame it as, I was a victim. If you live in your brain of always being a victim, then you're always going to see the pessimistic, the horrible side of life. You have to frame things differently. You have to say, this was here to teach me a lesson, and I'm going to learn the lessons, and it's going to make me such a better person. This is how I frame it. So if anything from today, just try and take that. And I'm here, you know, I'm here to help, because this is what I've been put on this earth for. That's my purpose. So don't think that you're alone. You're not alone. There are millions of people going through anxiety, but they just don't know how to deal with it. I'm giving you the tools to be able to deal with this, to really deal with it head on, you know, walking into it instead of running away from it. Running away from this anxiety and this pain is only going to create more. So I hope you take value from this video, and I'm going to see you in the next video, whether that's about energies, feminine and masculine energies. I don't know. I'm going to wait for the universe to give me some inspiration, and then I'm going to see you in the next